Hello everyone. In today's session, we are going to talk about how to write a subquery in SQL. What is a subquery? Subquery is a query inside a query. If you take any query in SQL, it will have three keywords: select, from, and where. In subquery, you will have multiple select, multiple from, and multiple where. Now, this is how a subquery will look like. So here if you see, there are two select, two from. It can also have two where clause here. So not only two, you can have multiple. If you have multiple select, multiple from, and multiple where, then that is called nested subquery. So here in the subquery, first the inner query will be executed. So you can see this query will be executed first. The query which is written inside the bracket will be executed first. And the result of this query will be used by the outer query. Now, where all you can write a subquery, instead of writing a join query, you can write the same join query using a subquery. There are different types of subquery. Sometimes if the inner query returns only one single value, then that is called as single row subquery. If the inner query returns more than one row, then that is called as multiple row subquery. If the inner query returns multiple columns, then it's called as multiple column subquery. Correlated subquery is something different when compared to the subquery. Correlated subquery, the result of the outer query will be used by the inner query. So if you see in the subquery, the inner query is independent of the outer query. So inner query can execute independently and the result of that will be used by the outer query in the subquery. But in correlated subquery, for every row of the outer query, the inner query will be executed. So it's like writing a two for loops. Okay, so it's like writing a true for loop. So for every row of the outer query, the inner query will execute. So there is a correlation between the inner query and the outer query. That's what's called as correlated subquery. And the last type of subquery is nested subquery, where you will have multiple queries placed inside another query. That is called as nested subquery. So in this section, we are going to see the basic examples of subquery. In another video, we will discuss the advanced subquery and some complex correlated subqueries. Come, let's directly go to the coding part. Now, these are the tables we are going to use to do the subquery. You have product table, supplier table, supply table. So in product table, you have all the details of products. Like, let me show you the table. You have all the details: product number, product name, stock level, reorder level, desired level. Then we have a supplier table, which has all the details of suppliers. And supply table, here we have which supplier is supplying which product and what is the unit cost. Okay, and then we have a order head table. So here we have all the details of order. What is order number, order date, and who is the supplier. And we have an order line table, which contains again the order number and which product is ordered and what is the quantity ordered. And finally, we have the city code and the name of the city. So these are the tables we are going to consider in this session. Now let's execute some queries. The first query is find the details of supplier who belong to the city Dunedin. Now, if you see this city table, the city table has a city code and the name of the city. Okay, so the name of the city is Dunedin. Now, I want to know which suppliers belong to city Dunedin. So, what is given in the question? The city name is given. Okay, the city name is given. What you have to find, you want to find the details of supplier. Okay, so let's see the supplier table. I want to know the details of supplier. Okay, so I want to know the details of supplier. Now, I want to know the details of supplier who belong to city Dunedin. So, what is given in the supplier table? In supplier table, only city code is given. Okay, but what we have in the question we have the city name. So what we have to do, first you have to use your city table. In the city table, first you have to check for city name equal to Dunedin and find out the city code. So once you got the city code from the city table, you can match that with your supplier table and find out the details of supplier who belong to that city. Okay, so here you have two parts. So it clearly shows there are two parts. You want the details, all the details of supplier belong to city Dunedin. So city name is not available in the supplier table. City code is available. What is given in the question? City name is given. So first you have to find out the city code. Okay, for that you have to use the city table. Okay, so now let's write the code. So first let me write the inner query. So I have to select. So before you write the query, first you have to display the table so that you can write your attribute names correctly. So this is your city table. So the inner query will be, first let me select the code. Okay, so I will write select city underscore code from city, where what is the condition? City underscore name is equal to Dunedin. Okay, very important, when you write the values, the value is case sensitive. So here you see the D is capital letter, so you also have to give capital letter in your code. Okay, so now when you execute, you can see the output, you got the code. Now this will be your inner query. So once you got the code, now you can find out the details of supplier. So now we have to write the query on the supplier table. Okay, so let me display the supplier table. This is supplier table. So in the outer part, you have to write select. I want all the details. Okay, so I will write select star from the table name is supplier, where what is the condition, but what you got the city code. So I have write city code, city underscore the name of the attribute is city here. So city equal to whatever value is written by this query. Now this query is called as single row subquery. So because a subquery returns only one value, so it exactly returns only one value. So here you can write equal to. Okay, so here you can write equal to. Now let me execute this query and check the result. So here you can see there are two suppliers who belong to city Dunedin, DUD. So the trick here is, you in your subquery, you have to write what is given in the question. So here you can see this is your subquery. So what is given in the question? City name is equal to Dunedin. Okay, what you want to find? You want to find the city code, because if you want all the rows from the supplier table has only city code. Okay, so you have to find the city code first and then match that with the supplier table. Hope you understood this. Now let's see a similar query like that. Find the details of product which has maximum price. So I want to know which product is having the maximum price. Now which table is having this price detail? The supply table is having the price details. Now if you execute the supply table, here you can see unit price. Okay, so you have to find out which is the maximum price and you have to find out the details of the product. So here if you see the maximum price, now you can see the maximum price here is I think 2.95 and the product number is 3. Okay, so I will get only the product number, right? This is your maximum. So first I have to write a query to find out the maximum price. Okay, if I find the maximum price, with that I will get only my product number. So this table is having only product number. Okay, but with product number, I want to find out the details of product. So if you want to find the details of product, then you have to use your product table. Okay, so let's do the query now. Okay, so first let me write the inner query. So first I will write a query to find out the maximum price. So I will write select max of, the name of the attribute is unit underscore price. I have displayed the table below to refer the attribute names. Okay, so whenever you write a query, you have to display your table below so that you don't make any mistake while writing your attribute name. So select max of unit price from the table name is supply. Okay, so this query will give me the maximum price. So if I execute, you can see the maximum price. See, this is my maximum price. Now I want to find out which product is having this maximum price, right? So outer I have to write another query. So I will write select product underscore number, okay, from the same table, supply table, where your price, unit underscore price, is equal to whatever value you got. Okay, so first I will find out the maximum price and I will find out which product is having that maximum price. Okay, for that outer I am writing one more query. So now let me execute this query and check whether our output is correct. So here you can see the product number is 4. Now our query did not finish here. I want the details of product. Okay, so I want all the details of the product. So here you see there is a product table. Yes, there is a product table which has all the details, right? So we know the product number. Okay, the product number is 4. Okay, for product number 4, I want to print all the details from the product table. So again, outer I will write another query. So I will write select star from product, where, what is the condition? Product underscore number equal to whatever value is written by this query. Okay, you have to finish the bracket fully here. The bracket should end here. Okay, fine. So now here you have nested subqueries. Okay, so let me write it down for clear understanding, where product number is equal to. Okay, similarly I will write a where down. See, so first you have to find out which is your maximum price. Then you have to find out which product is having that maximum price. So once you got the product number, now you have to print the details of all the product, where product number is equal to whatever value is written by the inner query. Okay, so here you can see multiple select, multiple from, and multiple where clause. Okay, so this is similar to your nested loop query. Okay, nested subquery. Now let's take the next example. Find the details of supplier who supplies a product with get. Okay, so here what is given in the question? The product name is given. I want to know the details of supplier who is supplying this product. Okay, so here if you see who is supplying which product, okay, that detail is actually available in the supply table. So here you can see which product number is supplied by which supplier number. So I want to know the product number of with get. Okay, so what is given in the question? In the question, what is given? The product name is given. Okay, with get, the product name is given. So first I want to find out the product number. So I have to write a query to find out the product number. So once you find out the product number, I can match with the supply table and find out the supply number. So once I find out the supply number, I will match with the supplier table and find out the details of supplier. So here also you have 3 different queries. Okay, so let me first start from what I know in the question. So what I know in the question, I know the product name. Okay, so first thing I will do is I will find out the product number. So for that, let me select the product table. Okay, so now let me write the query. So I will write select. So what I want the product number. Okay, so I will write product underscore number from which table? This is a product table. Okay, product table, where what I know the product name, product underscore name equal to, very important, again it is case sensitive. So the data that is stored in the table is case sensitive. So it is in capital letter. So I have to give capital letter. So this will give me the product number. So once I find the product number, now I can find the supplier number. So let's execute whether you get an answer. Don't write the full query. Write part by part and check whether you get the output. So if there is any error, it is easy for you to rectify if you write part by part. So first I find out the product number. Now I have to use my supply table to find out which supplier is supplying that product. Okay, so I will write query on the supply table now. So this is your table. So now let me write the outer query. So I will write select what I want. I want to find out the supplier number. Okay, supplier number from which table? From supply table, where what is the condition? The condition is product number, product underscore number equal to whatever value is written by this query. Okay. Okay. So now we found out. Now execute this part and check whether your output is correct. You should get a supplier number. Yes, we get a supplier number. Now we have to write an outer query to get the details of supplier. So for that you have to use supplier table. Okay, so I will write select star from supplier, where what is the condition? Where supplier underscore number is equal to. So here you have to give equal to because it is returning only one value. The inner subquery is returning only one value. So you have to give equal to. If the inner subquery returns more than one value, then you have to write an in operator or not in operator. So here you see this is the details of supplier who is supplying the project with get. Okay. So here you can see 3 queries are nested inside. Okay, so now let's go to the next one. Find the details of product supplied by supplier from the city Dunedin. Now what is given in the question? You have to start from there. So what is given in the question? City Dunedin is given. So I want to know which products are supplied by the supplier from the city Dunedin. So first I want to know which suppliers are from city Dunedin. And I want to know what are the products supplied by that supplier. Okay, and maybe I will get the product number. Then I have to find out the details of product which are supplied by this supplier. So let me start from what I know. I know the city name. You have a city table, right? In city table, you have the city code and the city name. So first I have to match the name in the city table and find out the city code. Okay, so let me write the inner query, select city underscore code from city table, where city underscore name will be Dunedin. So first I find out the code. Okay, so now when you execute this, you will get the code, city code. Okay, so you found out the city code. Now you have to find out which are the suppliers who belong to this city Dunedin. So for that I have to take my supplier table. Okay, so let me display the supplier table for you. Okay, I want to know which suppliers belong to city Dunedin. So here I want to know the supplier number. Okay, supplier underscore number from supplier, where what I found out the city code. So I have to match the city code. So here you have an attribute called as city. So city equal to whatever value is written by this query. Now you will get which are the suppliers who belong to city Dunedin. See how many suppliers? 2 suppliers. So here you can see more than one value is written by the subquery. Okay, so here multiple values are written, so you cannot use equal to when you write an outer query. Now what you have to find out? You have to find out what are the products supplied by this supplier. For that you have to use a table, supply table. Okay, so in supply table only you have which supplier is supplying which project. So you will not get the details of the product, but you will get only the product number. With the help of number, you have to find out the details. So let me write an outer query to find out the product number supplied by this supplier. So I will write select from supply, where what is the condition, where supplier underscore number. Here you cannot use equal to, you have to write in because it returns more than one value. Okay, so this will give you the product number. Let me execute this one. If you execute, you will get two products are supplied by the supplier who belong to city Dunedin. Now I want the details of the product. Okay, I want all the details of the product. So in the outer, I will write select star from product table to get all the details of the product. Okay, where what is the condition, where product underscore number. Here also you have to write in operator because it returns more than one value. Okay, so this is your query. Now let's execute. We will get the details of products which is supplied by the supplier who belong to Dunedin. See, this is the details of the product. Okay, so this is also an example for a nested subquery. Final example, find the details of product for which the order is placed. So I want to know for which product order is placed. So how I will find out which product the order is placed? So you have a table called as order head table. Let me check the order head table. Sorry, I think we have to use order line table. So take order line table. So here you can see for which products the order are placed. So from the order line table, I want to read all the product numbers because for all these products the order is placed. So I want to read all the product numbers and then I want to find out the details of products. Okay. So very simple. I need to read the product number from the order line table. Okay. So let me write the query. Details of products for which the order is placed. So let me write the query to find out the product number, product underscore number. From which table? I have to take the product number from the order line table. Okay, all the product numbers from the order line table. These are the products which are ordered. Okay, so just execute and check whether you get the output. Yeah, you got the output. Now I want to find out the details of all these products. Okay, so outer I will write a query. Select star from product table where product underscore number. Here you cannot write equal to because it returns more than one value. So here you would have write in. Okay, product number in. Okay, so now let's execute this query. Okay, I'm sorry, the selection is not correct. Now execute this query, you will get the details of the product for which order is placed. So these are the products where order is placed. Suppose you want to find out the details of product for which order is not placed, then you can write not in. Okay, you can write not in. So when the inner subquery returns more than one value, then you can use in and not in operator. Okay, so in this session, we just saw how to write a subquery in select. You can write a subquery in update statement. You can write a subquery in delete statement. You can write a subquery in insert statement. You can also write a subquery when you create a table. We will see those example in another session. Thank you for listening. If you have any doubts, please let me know your doubts in the comment section. Thank you.